Okay guys, let's make sure that's, how's everybody doing? So today I thought we would talk about this weekend. Basically, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I was in a makeup competition. It's the first makeup competition I've ever been in, and so I really just kind of wanted to show up, see what was what, and then get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought it would be like a fun experience to kind of test out. And so yeah, this video is gonna be some vlogs from the competition, kind of my thoughts on the process, give you guys a little insight if you want to enter a makeup competition. Maybe this will give you a little bit of an idea of how it will be ran. Again, that's gonna be depending on like where you live and all of that, because everywhere will have slightly different rules, slightly different organization, you know what I mean? Shit like that. But yeah, let's just hop right into it, guys. Okay, so the first clips you're gonna see are, like, I really tried to showcase the whole experience for you guys. So you'll see clips of me like the night before, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Now, I do not recommend that. Normally, I have got like a vision, a concept, I've sketched it out, I've colored it in so I know what it's gonna look like. That didn't happen at all for this competition. I'm kind of kicking myself because I wish I would have prepared more, like just a full monster concept, but I just couldn't. Like, I'd sit down and try and I'm like, man, like the theme was fantasy, it was just so general. I was like, I can't pinpoint like what I want to do, and like work was busy the week before this event, so I just never ended up sketching anything out. So the night before, I literally like went to Dollarama, bought a bunch of shit, and was like, what can I do with this? What kind of face paint can I do with this? I realize that this is an unfortunate angle for you because I have no makeup on and my eyebrows are bleached right now, so it's not a good look. Basically, it is 9:12. I've been up since 5:40 because I had to go to work early, because I had a lot to do. And I have a makeup competition tomorrow, which I literally haven't even sketched out the design for. And I'm so tired. I just want to like cry and go to bed, but I can't. I'm not going to. What I did do is I went to Shoppers, got some goodies there, and I went to, see, make sure you can see all the dollar store. Everything in the background is just stuff I had for the NYX thing when I entered. So yeah, I'm going to sketch out a look right now. Hopefully grabbing some inspiration from like the shit I bought, and I will check back in with you guys probably tomorrow morning, because it's gonna be a long night, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so after that night was over, I went to bed at 2 in the morning and woke up at 5 a.m. to make sure my makeup was done before my model got to my house, because you had to have a hair and costume done before you got there. And again, my costume was super weak because I fucking literally did no preparing for it, which again, I'm like kicking myself for. Anyways, woke up at 5 to make sure my makeup was done before my model was arriving to my house at 9 a.m., which was my good friend Vicky. She did me a solid there, and she did awesome, honestly. The competition did offer to give you a model if you needed one, but I really just wanted to kind of go with my friend, you know, us have a good time, all that. So she got to my house, we basically packed up all the makeup I needed. I didn't even have the makeup that I wanted to use packed. Like, I'm such a piece of trash. And she helped me, you know, organize everything I needed to bring. We discussed what we were gonna do for her outfit, and then we did her hair at my house, which I'll insert some clips here, honey. Okay guys, so we're starting the hair. We're gonna do a messy, wild hairstyle, add some flowers, add some butterflies, add some green, you know. All right, we've added some green, we've got the glitter, we've got the flowers. I think I might add some butterflies. That's the word I'm looking for. And also keep in mind, mind, this makeup competition was the first one my city's ever done, so it was like a bit unorganized, just with like when we needed to be there, when people needed to start. Like, I had originally messaged the organizer, the lady who organized it. I was like, hey, so like, do we need to show up at 1? Like, what's good? And it was 1 p.m. But then a couple days later, she was like, hey, like, here's some updated information. And like, in tiny little words in the second PDF was like, oh, JK, be there at 12. So I read that at like 11:30 the day of, and I'm like, oh, we need to go, guys, we need to go. We actually like ordered Chinese food to eat before we went, and it didn't show up in time, so my boyfriend had to like stay and like pay for the Chinese food, so me and my model just like went to the event. Now the event was inside this kind of back room where I thought it would be out in the open, where like people coming to the show could just walk around and see everyone working on their makeup. That was not the case. We were tucked in the back, and there were like trades people in the front where like you could buy makeup brushes or like lip scent stuff, like shit like that. But yeah, so we got there and like we didn't really know what was what. We like went into the back room where all these other girls were. Some of them already started painting their models and shit, and so I was like, oh fuck, like are we late? Like what's happening? And we looked at all the tables and my name was not on there, honey. I did have a little like name tag card that I got when we came in, so I did know that like I was supposed to be there, like, or like they knew that I was there, like coming to be a competitor. But I like looked around all the tables and there were none, so we just like picked a random table to set up our shit. There was this girl there who literally watched us set everything up and then was like, oh, like was your name on this table? And I was like, oh no, like we didn't have a name on a table, so we just kind of picked one. Like we asked someone and they just said, oh, just pick a table, so we did. And then she's like, oh, okay. And then like 10 minutes later she comes over and she's like, yeah, could you guys move? Like the models are gonna end up being in your way, because later they ended up like practicing how they were gonna walk on the runway, and so we would have been in the way. But it was just like, I didn't really care. I was just there to have fun. I was like, yeah, sure, we can move, whatever. But like my friend Vicky, she was just like, why the fuck didn't she say that when she saw us setting everything up? We literally got everything set up, and then this bitch was like, nah, JK girl, you need to move. And we were like, okay then, we'll just go fuck ourselves then. So then my friend Vicky and I and my other friend Leah, who ended up showing up, we all like moved awkwardly all my paint and stuff over to a different table, which was fine. Shout out to Leah too. She did awesome camera work. She was able to film me. Ideally, when I started this, I thought my boyfriend would be able to film us because I thought it was gonna be out in the open, which it wasn't. And there were girls changing and stuff back there for like modeling and stuff, so they didn't want him to come back there because that would be weird and creepy. Yeah, he just had to wait outside with everybody else, but it was fine. I just grabbed my camera from him and Leah filmed for me. So after we moved over there, it was kind of like confusing. I'm like, do we start? Do we not? Because there were some people working on their models already, and I was like, well, shit, it says not to start till fucking 1. Like, what are you doing? And then what ended up happening is there's a fantasy hair competition and a makeup competition happening at the same time, and it was the fantasy hair people who had started doing like the makeup for their model because their makeup had to be done prior to when the competition actually starts. But some of the other makeup competitors saw that and got confused and were like, oh, are we starting already? Like, am I late? So then they started on their models, and literally the organizer had to come in and be like, hey guys, if you're part of the makeup competition, like stop painting. You guys can't start till 1. Like me and my model didn't start because I'm like, bitch, it says start at 1. I'm starting at 1. I don't know what all these girls are doing, but I'm just gonna start at 1 because I don't want to be disqualified. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. So that was kind of funny. We were just like, what? But with it, especially for the first time with events like this, shit like that's always gonna happen. So then when we started the competition, there was also a little bit of confusion. I thought we had 3 hours to do the makeup because it says you start at 1 and you end at 4 because that's when the runway walk is. But we actually only had 2 hours to do the makeup competition. So it was kind of odd because like we started at 1, we ended the makeup at 3, and then we literally just had to wait an hour for them to like start our part of the show. So I thought that that was kind of like a weird empty space where like all the models were just kind of sitting uncomfortably in their SFX makeup, and I just thought that that part could have been shrunk down a bit, like have us at least paint until like 3:40 because our models didn't actually go out on the runway until 4:30. So there's really just an hour and a half of me and Vicky just hanging out being like, well, I guess we'll just chill till it's our time to hit the runway, you know? So I think that was a bit odd. I don't really know what else to say. Basically, after that like hour and a half wait, then our models walked up and like stood in front of the judges for a minute, and it was so funny because like we have people coming up to us being like, well, has your model ever walked before? Like, do you guys know what kind of walk you're doing? And I'm like, dude, like we just came here for fun. Like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't get a professional model to model my makeup because I'm just here for fun. Like, do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Anyways, the judges got like the runway looks, and then the judges actually came backstage afterwards to get a closer look at all of our makeups. And I didn't know what to do because I was sitting at the table where I was seated, but Vicky was like right in front of me, so when the judges were talking, I was like right there, and I'm like, is it shitty of me to listen in? Like, should I walk away? I don't know what I should do. Yeah, and then after that, basically the models all went back on stage and we lined up at the side, and then they called third place, and third place went up, they called second place, and that was me. I went up, grabbed my trophy, got $200 cash, walked the wrong way, or tried to walk the wrong way off the stage, and then this guy yelled at me, he's like, yeah, this way. So I turned around, then I had to like awkwardly walk across the stage again to get to the right side because I'm an awkward piece of shit. I thought it was a good experience. I would like to enter another makeup competition and actually like have a full concept before I go because it would just be so much stronger. That's it, that's all. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below about like the makeup competition or anything like that that I maybe missed. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you found this video interesting. You want me to do more of these like talk through, also vlog style videos. And yeah, I think that's it, that's all guys. I'll see you in my next video.
Okay, so we just got done with the awards and we took home second! Whoop whoop! Third place was like a skull makeup, and first place was like this fish thing with like tendrils and stuff.